All alone.
I know. No, here we go. Oh, we're live. Shit.
All right, we're live. All right, let's do this.
We have 0 people tuned in.
Hello, hello.
Is there anybody out there?
Hello, hello. What's going on?
Is there anybody in there?
Facebook, nosotros, in the house.
Whoa.
Whoa, what up? How's it going, guys?
Going good. How you doing, Randy?
Pretty good. So you can tell I got my open mic reverb happening, so I'm excited to perform
Sounds cool.
tonight.
Oh yeah.
Right on. So tonight we'll be doing a little bit of open micing. We've opened up our mics and we're going to sing a little bit of we're going to be performing songs tonight about our inspirations, songs that have inspired us. Que no?
Yep.
Very inspired. I was looking at the list of what we're playing tonight, and yeah, it looks very cool. We've got a lot of diverse things, and like Dennis said, this is sort of us doing different songs outside of nosotros, things that gave us inspiration and give us inspiration now in these days and times. So anyway, who do we got first up here?
I think we're going to bring in Glenn Contreras, lead singer.
Glenn.
Hey, what's
Hello,
up,
Glenn.
guys?
What's shaking, Glenn? How you doing, bro?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just sitting here at home, having a little cider.
Having a little cider. How was your day, man?
Very, very long, but now it's a lot better.
Yeah, cool. It's a nice way to wind the day down.
Very much so. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Excellent.
It's nice to see your face.
Very nice to see you guys. I miss you a lot.
I like your
same
hat.
here, bro.
Thank you. $5.99 down the road.
I have a feeling you're going to bring songs of love and peace and happiness.
And then a lot of green too.
So what song are you gonna sing? Do you want to say like why you chose it, and what inspired you, why the song inspires you? Give us a little setup here.
All right. Well, the first time I heard this song, I was in high school. So a long, long time ago. And this is one of the first songs that I ever learned how to play the guitar. And then I have a history of Brazilian people, a lot of really good friends. And then my grandma was from Brazil as well. And then this is actually goes for her too.
Nice. Do you want to say what song it is, or it's a surprise?
All right. The song is I'll Sell to Pego.
All right, we're going to step off stage here for a little bit. We're going to turn it over to Glenn FC in the house. Do your thing, Glenn. We'll be right back.
All right. So it goes. Nossa, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego, ai, se eu te pego. Delícia, delícia, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego, ai, se eu te pego. Sábado por la balada, a galera começou a dançar e passou a menina mais linda. Tomei coragem e comecei a falar. Nossa, nossa, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego, ai, se eu te pego. Delícia, delícia, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego, ai, se eu te pego. Sábado, na balada, a galera começou a dançar e passou a menina mais linda. Tomei coragem e comecei a falar. Nossa, nossa, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego, ai, se eu te pego. Delícia, delícia, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego, ai, se eu te pego. Nossa, nossa, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego, ai, se eu te pego. Delícia, delícia, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego, ai, se eu te pego. Hi, menina. All right, thank you very much for listening.
Oh, what up?
Thank you.
That was awesome, Glenn.
Dude, that was awesome, bro. Hey, who sings that song?
Michelle Tello.
Michelle Tello.
It was a super famous song back in the 2000s because of a soccer player dancing in the middle after a goal.
That's awesome, man. It sounded good, bro. I love your voice. I've always loved your voice. So hearing you sing is extra special, man.
Well, I miss playing with you guys. Your drumming is extra special, bro.
Did you set the stage very nicely tonight, man?
I appreciate you being here. I actually hope to the moment that we actually can do this live in front of everybody.
Soon enough, homie.
We'll do a Nosotros open mic night, right? We got all this material now we can do.
Yeah, technically it is live in front of everybody, so not necessarily. To me, this is a little more scary sometimes. Like whenever I try to do videos, I've been posting new stuff to my YouTube page, and like you get everything set up and you get it rolling, and then you hit record, and all of a sudden, oh, I gotta start over again, and you do like 8 takes, 9 takes, and then this is like you got to do it. Like, you know what I mean? There's no once you rolling, you rolling. So like it is
real.
It's definitely sometimes the pressure. I feel like the pressure is more on.
Well, if you see below, we got the scroller happening down there. We got our PayPal me/Alma Productions tip jar out there tonight for all the performers. If you dig Glenn, feel free to send him a message. And if you have some critiques, go ahead and send that too, along with to Glenn, and he'll gladly accept that as well.
In a little news, this is my first time using the looper live, so
that was awesome. Yeah, that was very cool, man.
There's a lot to learn about it, but I think actually I like it. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it.
Right on. You've officially entered the looper realm, and you and Gilbert now are brothers, because Gilbert's going to do a little looping tonight too. So,
right.
Yeah, bro, it sounded really good, man.
Should we bring on somebody else? Are we on schedule? Or
we're good. Well, thank you, Glenn.
Hey, thank you,
great, bro.
Hopefully, we can see you soon.
Can't wait to see you.
Peace. All right.
Right on. So, I think Glenn set the stage really nicely. I feel bad for whoever's got to go next.
Oh man, I think it's I think we're gonna have some nice, soothing, sexy saxophone music from our buddy Mr. Chad James. Welcome, Chad. Oh no, we can't hear you.
Aha!
There we go.
There we go.
Ha.
All right. How you guys doing?
Great.
We're
Good, man.
Yeah. What's that?
How have you been, man? It's been a while. I actually haven't seen you in months.
In about
You're one of the few. Yeah, I mean, you've always had a long beard. It doesn't look too crazy, but you've actually been one I don't think I've seen since February or something like that.
Sometime
maybe.
in February, bro.
Really good to see you, bro.
Likewise, man. It's good to finally connect with you guys up in a semi-personal way here. Yeah, this is really cool. Glenn did a great job. I thought that sounded fantastic. That was excellent.
It did, man. I'm saying I feel kind of bad for you that you got to follow that.
You know, me too, but that's okay.
Where are you at, Chad?
I'm outside the church where I'm the band director and stuff. I'm sitting on the lawn out here. And,
Nice.
I didn't realize it was that much light out still. I was like, yo, this dude's in a different time zone or something.
I'm out in California.
What?
No.
I'm like,
Yeah, it looks like he's in California. or
right?
something.
Yeah, I was like, what? Dude, I looking out my window like, oh, there's still that much light out. Holy shit. Nice.
I try to get outside at least once a day. Otherwise, you get locked in there just practicing doing whatever. And next thing you know, you look outside, it's dark, it's light. You never know.
Right.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of light right now. The sun's going down a lot later. So that's
real
good.
nice out. It's real nice out. So
Awesome.
Hey, so how you been? I think this is the first time you've been on one of these live streams.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how have you been? How have you been handling all this, and how are you staying busy these days?
I mean, I've been good. It's been tough, for all of us, of course. But I've been working really hard. We're working on a new band project. Obviously can't teach band in person right now. That's not exactly what you might call safe. I mean, band was already kind of a spitty class in the first place. So, we really got to be extra careful moving forward. And so my plan has been, and the thing I've been working on this whole time is a way to teach band online. I'm working with a good team of people. We're making a whole video series and a whole website right now to try and make sure that no matter what happens, kids that are stuck at home will have a way to participate in music and have something to do. And, just it's something we can do. That's pretty much our focus right now.
That's awesome, man. Your kids are lucky to have you.
Well, we'll see. The website's not done yet, so let's see. We're still working hard on it.
Well, you got what, like 5 weeks before school starts?
It's definitely time to start. We got to start getting it together. It's happening real fast, but it's a labor of love. So we got to just keep working on it and keep working hard. So,
well, thanks, Chad, for being a teacher and being an essential worker out there. And I wish you guys the best. I don't envy you what's going on right now, but I want you guys to be safe, and I want the kids to be safe as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's number one thing. Was we looked at band, and there's a big report coming out that'll tell us Monday. Actually, about the wind instruments in particular and how that all works and all that stuff. So hopefully a lot of teachers are going to have some more information, particularly band teachers, on hopefully Monday. But
I think one of the recommendations from the Department of Education is that you guys actually try not to use any air when you're blowing horns. I think that's one of the things. That's one of the things they're recommending right now.
You're gonna have to use like those MIDI saxophones.
Yeah, exactly. Just switch everyone to keyboard.
Odd instruments.
But yeah, that was our main concern, was just keeping kids safe. You know what I mean? We don't know what's happening. Right. So we thought, you know what, taking the whole thing online and doing our best we can there, we know that's safe. So that's what we're gonna do.
Cool. Right on, man.
Number one.
Well,
thing.
you look really healthy, bro.
Thanks, bro. Been trying to, eat a little bit better and not just, eat out all the time. That's been helping.
Yeah. No, you're looking good.
You don't have you grew out. Your facial hair looks a little different.
I went for the full beard. I decided to change it up. Quarantine's a good time where we can get as crazy as we want, and get all the facial hair you want going. I figure it might be kind of fun. If
it's not that shocking though.
It just kind of looks normal.
yeah, you still it looks kind of the same.
Looks about the same.
It's filled in. Is what it is. The spots that were
like my quarantine beard.
Yeah, dude. That's what I thought it'd be fun for the kids that finally do see me. They're like, "How long has it been since I seen you?" It's about that long.
Hey, so what are you going to play for us tonight?
I'm going to play, I study with a saxophonist who's based out of Chicago named Greg Fishman. I take lessons with him, and he's been a huge source of inspiration, and he's changed my playing a lot in the 3.5 4 years I've been studying with him. And so this is one of my more recent pieces I selected out of his Etudes book. He writes a lot of these books for saxophonists specifically, and they are available on other instruments. Actually, he's got one out for guitar if you want to check it out.
I do.
Yeah, it's totally cool. And in fact, this same book is available for guitar, I believe. And so this was the first book that he wrote. And it's just etudes. And an etude is simply just a short musical excerpt that accomplishes a limited number of challenges. So etudes might be really fast or really slow, probably not both. They might be really high or really low, or maybe the point is to jump up and down in between, but they're not, that's a limited number of challenges in an etude. And so I tackle these tunes. They're all based off actual jazz tunes. This one is actually based off Autumn Leaves. And so all of his etudes are written about specific songs and help to the idea is to help us learn how to play those songs better. So, that's what I've been slaving away at over here, shedding it. And, it's tough going. He's a tough teacher, but he keeps me moving forward.
Awesome.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
I'm ready to be schooled. Sounds educational.
All right, man. So this is Clark Street by Greg Fishman.
All right, we're going to step off here. Here we go, Chad. Take a deal.
Clark Street.
Right on, bro. That's awesome.
Right on.
Nice to hear you. Nice to hear you play.
It's nice to play again.
That's awesome, man. So Greg Fishman, somebody you've been studying with.
Yeah,
I've heard you mention his name. He passes through sometimes, and you get lessons from him as he's passing through, right?
He does. He splits his time halfway between Chicago and Phoenix, and so sometimes when he does the trip back and forth, he stops in here, and I sign up some students of mine with him for an in-person lesson. He also teaches online. I've been taking online lessons with him the whole time, so online lessons seem like a pretty normal thing to me right now, so that works out.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, he's really changed the whole game for me, man. Everything he tells me is just like mind-blowing and eye-opening, and the whole deal is really incredible.
That's awesome.
Bro,
Man. Speaking of online lessons, you're giving online lessons, right? In case anybody out there is interested in taking some lessons from you, sax, clarinet.
Absolutely.
I think you do a lot of woodwind instruction, right?
Sax, clarinet. If you really want, beginning oboe, although it's still a work in progress for myself. I've actually been teaching online myself. I've been teaching on Skype for 12 years now, so I've got some experience with it, and although this quarantine ain't great, I have been trying to get more students online. So now they're all online. So I guess that's good.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, Chad's an awesome teacher. So if anybody out there is wanting to get some saxophone lessons for either their kids or themselves, you teach all ages, right? All levels, kind of.
Currently, my age range is, I believe, 9 years old to 76 years old. So
nice.
Yeah,
but you would take like 77 if somebody was a 77-year-old wanted to take a lesson.
I would consider it.
Hey, that's like Metallica's fan base now.
It's pretty good. Right on.
Right on, brother. Dude, well, thanks for joining us. Great to hear you. And
awesome.
I feel sorry for the next person once again. Later, bro.
Peace out. It's Chad James. Awesome. Really good to see Chad. It's been a bit.
Yeah.
So that's been fun so far, right? We've had two fantastic acts up here strutting their stuff.
All right.
A big show.
Yeah, so maybe it's a good time to plug our little PayPal. If you look down below, there's a scrolling URL there, and that's our PayPal tip jar. And basically, nosotros we're unable to gig right now, so we put up this tip jar to do this, and that just kind of helps us, keep some funds in our account. And if any of the band members hit hard times during this time, we have some funds to help us out. And whatever funds are left, once we're able to gather and do some music together again, we'll be able to record. We'll be able to tour. We'll have some money there to do that. So if you're feeling tipsy, feel free to donate to that scrolling link down there.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. We'll use those funds definitely well if they sit there. We'll make some cool stuff with it. And we're trying to make a lot of content right now anyway, too. So we'll have some things coming out also in the next few weeks. So make sure you guys keep checking out our Facebook, right? Our YouTube, everything we've got. What you got, Gil? What you saying?
No, I just said stay tuned to www.nosotrosmusic.com because we're going to be having, a lot of stuff coming through and stuff. So, we're out here doing it for you until we can play live again. This is how we're doing it. So we hope you're enjoying it. You get to see a little bit of flavor individually of like where we're coming from as far as a band, everybody's little bit of influence and stuff like that. So it's nice to get together like this via the internets and the interwebs to be able to make music for y'all. So as long as you enjoy listening and watching, we'll keep doing this, and we got plenty of material that we can keep doing. We were talking about inviting other artists and stuff like that. So it's a good way to still get your music fix, even though you're not together in a crowd and all that. If you are, make sure you're wearing your face mask. And so until then, like I said, we're going to give it to you like this. So we hope you're enjoying yourself and all that stuff. Grab yourself some wine or a drink or something. If you're enjoying dinner, turn it up, tune in and all that. So let's get some more people coming up. Let's get somebody else. Who do we got
next?
Where's the list?
I think we have Carlos Fontana. Welcome, Carlos Fontana. Bienvenidos, Fontana. ¿Cómo está todo?
Well, everybody, let's give a round of applause to Mr. Carlos Santana.
De pura vida, mi gente, ¿cómo están todos por allá?
Pura vida.
Bueno, ¿cómo va la situación con ustedes, con el trabajo y con la estancia en la casa?
Por el momento todo está bien. Todo está bien. Tengo mi salud, mi familia, todo está bueno. Entonces, soy feliz.
Ok, pura vida, me alegro escuchar eso.
Y,
en Costa Rica se está complicando un poco la cosa. La situación se está poniendo más delicada en Costa Rica. Hoy fueron más de 649 casos y cada día está incrementando esto. Se está saliendo de las manos. Ahorita se está poniendo un poquito difícil allá en Costa Rica.
¿Quieres decir algo a la gente allá?
De ahí sí, espero que hagan caso, que se queden en la casa, que traten de no hacer fiestas, de no salir, porque la situación se está complicando cada día más. Y entre más no hagan caso, más no se va a abrir nada. Va a pasar hasta el próximo año en que no van a poder disfrutar de nada, de fiesta, ni de salir, y tal vez tengan pérdidas familiares. Entonces, mejor les pido a toda mi gente de Costa Rica que se queden en la casa, que hagan conciencia, que piensen en sus papás, en sus hijos, en sus abuelos, y que no se expongan a sufrir una tragedia nomás por cabezones, ¿me entiendes?
Sí, es muy importante y también aquí en los Estados Unidos, porque la situación aquí también es muy...
Sí, muy parece mal. Que la próxima semana ya comienzan a cerrar otra vez los restaurantes, aquí también en Nuevo México.
Sí, es las noticias de hoy, ¿no?
Sí, entonces, a cuidarse mejor para evitar, para no quedarnos 2 años encerrados, porque como va esto, nos vamos a quedar más años.
Sí, y también nosotros queremos tocar juntos, entonces, todos
hace
cuídate.
Falta. Sinceramente, cómo extraño estar en una tarima, cómo extraño compartir con ustedes el tiempo, ver a la gente bailando, riendo, compartiendo todo lo que es la música, hace mucha falta, la verdad. Hasta ahora uno entiende todo esto que está perdiendo, los buenos tiempos con la familia, con los amigos, con el trabajo, todo lo que se ha perdido. Entonces, debemos hacer conciencia para muy pronto reunirnos todos y de ahí estar mucho mejor y poder tener nada más un recuerdo de esto que pasó, que ha sido una gran lección de vida para todos.
Sí. Oye, ¿vas a cantar una canción, Fontana?
Usted sabe que sí, claro. Yo soy amante del merengue, ya lo saben todos ustedes. De toda mi vida he amado el merengue y por ende tengo que cantar un merengue. Un merengue que canté también con nosotros hace ya bastante años, unos 7 años o 6, 7 años que canté con nosotros. Este merengue se llama Escúchame. Es de los sabrosos del merengue de Puerto Rico, del álbum Concierto de Éxitos que fue hecho en el 2015. Bueno. Entonces, usted sabe, la pasión mía es el merengue. Ya todos conocen eso.
Ok, estamos listos, bro.
Eso es.
Ok, gracias. te pueda proceder. Pero como ya sé, arrepentirte de ser amante, y si puedes perdonarme, por favor, escúchame.
Carlos is frozen in time.
Uh-oh.
Carlos froze.
Hey, and
I
you
think
know
that's part of the tune. He told me he was working on some.
You know how like when you're talking to somebody and you get lost the connection, but you still keep talking. You know, Carlos is still all he's jamming out, man.
Right.
I think that's one of his moves. He's been doing like
Like
practicing
freezing.
his
Right.
freeze move.
What did they call that? Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, he's back.
Cuando fue la última vez que abracé a tu corazón, dime que te confesó para seguir yo adelante. No quiero suceder, piensa detalladamente, que esta noche fijamente, hazme caso, escúchame. Escúchame, y me gustaría tu corazón, y el amor no es una razón para perdonarme. Escúchame, si confesas que ya no hay perdón, acabarás con la ilusión de vivir por ti, mujer. De vivir por ti, mujer. De vivir por ti, mujer. Para toda mi gente de Heredia, que Dios me los bendiga. Quédense en la casita, por favor. Pero sigan. Escúchame, si me gustaría tu corazón, si el amor no es una razón para perdonarme. Escúchame, si contestas que ya no hay perdón, acabarás con la ilusión de vivir por ti, mujer. De vivir por ti, mujer. De vivir por ti, mujer. Oye, Chocolona, tan cerca que estás y tan lejos que te tengo, pero con nosotros, chicos, nada otro, ¿ok?
Oh man.
Otra
Bien hecho,
vez se
bro.
fue la señal, como siempre.
Oh man. Little merengue.
Bueno, muchas
action.
gracias, bro.
Pura vida, mi gente.
Uh-oh.
Gracias.
Bien hecho, bro. Muchas gracias.
Nos vemos pronto. Dios me los bendiga.
Ok. Buenos, bro. Nos
Ok,
vemos
cuidado.
pronto.
Bye.
Carlos
Adios.
Fontana was in the house.
Woo. One more time for Carlos.
Carlos Fontana.
Round of applause.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man.
Cool.
Yeah, there we go. I haven't heard that song in a while, right? We did that song, right?
We
Yeah.
used to play that song, yeah, back in the day. For those of you that don't know, Carlos was saying it a little bit there before he started singing that song. But merengue is like his the song, the music of his soul. He loves merengue so much. So whenever we put this up, what was he going to do? I think he didn't have to think twice. He was going to do a merengue tune.
Yeah, he was ready to go. Sounded good. I'm glad. I told you he was going to keep going. Like he didn't miss a beat while it was frozen there on that end. I was like, he's just going to keep jamming like he was talking on the phone. He's all telling
perfect.
somebody. Yeah.
Right.
Jumps right back in.
It's totally you know that we're ready to get out there and play live again because everybody's like they're still on point. Like if that was actually a live situation and like we've had stuff like that where we've been playing and then the power cuts out and the band just keeps going and then the power comes back on and then it's like you can hear it.
Yeah, remember those gigs where we had battery powered? Like that was our saving grace, was battery.
Right. But you just roll with the punches and sometimes there's internet punches. You know?
Yeah.
So what do we got next? Who's up on the list there? Dennis?
Next up on the list is the one and only Justin J. Mclaughlin.
What up, Jay?
Thank you so much
Mclaughlin.
for inviting me to this. This is already it's been great.
Yeah,
thanks for being a part of it, bro.
Yeah, thanks for doing it.
Yeah.
So I don't think Justin needs an introduction, but Justin was played bass for the band for many, many years. And once you've been in Nosotros, you're always in Nosotros.
Yeah,
it's funny to say former band member because I feel like Justin's still very much a part of Nosotros.
Right.
I feel
Totally.
I feel a big part of you guys. You guys are kind of the reason why I keep doing what I do too. You know, I moved up here with you all, and I learned all those Latin rhythms, which was really valuable to my musicianship now and forever. So it's great. My leg's asleep. But I noticed that this was like we're doing songs by some of our influences, and then I was like, it's open mic. I'm just gonna do one of mine. It's kind of new, and it's like, oh man. But I could tell you that it's influenced probably kind of by the Foo Fighters, Queens of the Stone Age. A lot of people ask for what influences me on those. On the last couple songs I've released, you could hear Black Sabbath and Alice in Chains too. So that's kind of like the influences that this song kind of Rush too, because it's the riffs in 7 and all that good stuff.
Cool, and yeah, and you Lizzie.
Yeah, that's a great.
You're a big rock and roll fan of all types of rock, from metal to I don't know what all the labels that rock and roll gets these days, but you're talking about inspirations. That's clearly a huge inspiration to you, right?
Absolutely. Rock is like it's the biggest for sure. You know, I just love it, and joining the Ordinary Things, I'm kind of bringing in that metal side to them too. So it's been really fun doing all. And then I still play at the Porter Draw. I don't know when we'll start picking up again, but this whole pandemic is crazy, and it's just a big bummer that everybody's starting to feel it now.
Yeah.
But
hopefully we'll get it together here.
Oh man, I really hope it comes back, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to take a while. Who knows? I don't know if the marching bands are doing it.
I don't think they are. From what I've seen from some of my band director friends, I think some camps were supposed to start.
Zia canceled, right? That whole thing.
Yeah, Zia's canceled. Yeah, probably tournament of bands. And those were a big part of my growing. Marching band is a huge part of my musical, and I think Dennis too. Marching the quads.
Yeah, tenor drums.
Oh, is tenor drums?
Yo,
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to hear your piece here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
original
is called "Buried Under Ashes," and I brought this song to the Ordinary Things a few months ago. And Jackie actually kind of added a few lyrics, and actually the title comes from one of Jackie's lyrics in it. But it's really fun to jam with those guys because it's really rocked out. I'm gonna do like the singer-songwriter version of it right now, kind of slow it down, and maybe pick it up. So anyway, this is called Buried Under Ashes, and I hope you enjoy.
Let's give it up for Mr. Justin Mclaughlin. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Get it going.
I just want to get to know you before I can hold you. These days are getting so much shorter now. I don't really want to focus. Maybe you won't notice that you've been on my mind somehow. This isn't gonna be the first time, nor will be the last time that you've taken my soul apart. You bring me to this place of darkness, buried under ashes, mountains all around my It won't be too long till you sing your song about us, how I was never home, just rather be alone in the dark without you. And if I were gonna be honest, you only brought me darkness. Could you please leave my mind for now? You brought a false sense of comfort that lifted up my spirits. Maybe I should wake up now. It won't be too long till you sing your song about us, how I was never home, just rather be alone in the dark. It won't be too long till you sing your song about us, how I was never home, just rather be alone in the dark without you.
Whoa, dude! I'm gonna play that song next time if on the inspirational open mic.
Why? Thank you.
I'm gonna have to learn that one, man.
I'm capoed on 3.
Capoed on 3. You have to show me that one, man.
So that one. So I have some like really cool news. Thank you, Dennis. I have some really cool news on that one. We are planning to record the Ordinary Things at Dennis's studio. That's going to be on the second album that we've been working with Dennis. That's been put on hold because of this damn COVID-19 shit, you know. But we're really ready to get back into Dennis's studio and finish that album. It's sounding so good. The tracks you sent me are sounding so. That Fade Away song sounds. As I was telling the guys, I think we need to retake it. You know, it might be a little loose, but man, I heard it and I was like, man, this sounds great. You know, we're gonna keep.
Oh, awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
Ramon said bravo, right? And then you got some people saying, "Nice job, that was
Ethan.
good."
Thanks,
Our buddy. That's our buddy Ethan from back in New Mexico, talking to marching band, NMSU Pride Days.
Yeah,
Ethan, hope you're doing well, bro. But Justin, yeah, that sounded awesome. I'm looking forward to having you and Andrew and Jackie back here in the studio. Looking forward to recording that tune. It's awesome. I love listening to your original tunes. They all sound very personal. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like I dig that about your lyric writing. It's I don't know. There's something personal about your lyrics. So it's very cool.
Our only goal is like, we just write what comes out, and we just want to be honest with it, and that's kind of like our goal. We're definitely rock. We're definitely indie rock, but we pull in other elements from everywhere. And that's what's cool about being in an indie rock band, because you can do whatever you want, literally, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
You can rock independently. You can rock indie with the indie rock.
You can rock indie like.
But it's an honor, and thank you guys so much for inviting me to this and having me play, and it means a lot. I literally probably practiced this song about 200 times between yesterday and today, because I was like nervous, and and if you don't have a gig, I haven't had any solo gigs, I don't really work on my vocals, and I start to suck, because I don't practice that. I've been practicing a lot of guitar and writing, but man, like just having this just kind of just made me work really hard again, and I've missed working hard for gigs,
Yeah, no, that is nice about that. I felt the same way about this, and the last time we did something similar. Is it sort of feels like you have a gig tonight? You know what I mean? Like I shaved, before.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of got ready.
Why didn't you guys tell me? I should have shaved.
That's funny.
It's funny because then I look at myself, I'm all damn. The camera adds on 10 pounds of hair.
I got kind of ready for a gig, At least this part up, what you can see is ready for a gig.
Right on, Justin. Well, thank you, brother.
Thank you so much, guys.
Always good, man.
I really appreciate it, and I'll see you. My friend Josh Inglis says, "I'll see you on the flip."
See you on the flip, bro.
We'll see you guys soon.
Later, homie.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Justin McLaughlin, or as Dan Natchez calls him, McGillicuddy. But Justin's awesome, man. He's a great musician all around. He plays everything, and he's been exploring a little singer-songwriter vibe, and also working with that band Ordinary Things. And yeah, it's very cool. I dig that band a lot. He hooked me up a copy of that album, but you can also check their stuff out on Bandcamp. I downloaded their newest single, Crimson. I think that was I was digging it, man. So I'm looking forward to what's coming out of the studio. That
whole album is really great. Jackie writes some awesome stuff, and the sound.
Great drummer, man, too.
Really good drummer. The their sound is on point. It's like an album that you can listen to from beginning to end, and then let it start over and play again.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Should we bring on our next?
We're rocking and rolling here.
We're talent.
Dude, we're rocking like some open mic stuff.
Did I cut out there for a second? Was that me, or was that you guys?
Cut out for a second.
I came out. Could you hear me talking?
No.
Or no. Okay, that's good, because I'm all hello. It sounds like it is like you're dropping a call. I'm all hello, and then you guys were in the middle. You guys were in the middle of like a whole other conversation. I was all whoa.
You're like on stage, and, hey man.
Let's do a little commercial break. A word from our sponsors.
Yeah, right.
We have Chapstick here tonight. Here we thank y'all for tuning in here at the Nosotros Open Mic Night.
Beep, beep, beer.
Check it out.
We've got some more performances coming up here, right? How many more do we have here tonight, Dennis?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more.
We got 5 more. All right, man.
5 more performances coming up. And next we're going to bring on the one and only Jesse Joaquin Parker.
Parker.
What
up, man?
Yes. Put this together.
I think it's the same for me as it was with Chad, I haven't seen you, I think, since February or something like that.
Since our last gig, right?
I mean, we've talked, and we've done some things, and I've seen you, on the video, but I think actually talking with you and maybe, still video. We're like Star Trek here, but it's awesome to see you, man.
Likewise, man. I miss all you guys a ton. Really,
Totally.
it's hard not seeing everybody. It's part of your life. We're such a family.
No. It's good times, man. It's been good times, though. Yeah. No, it's fun.
We've been doing just having a blast. Otherwise,
a total blast, man. Totally. This is man. Just whatevs.
I think I'm getting a little bit of a delay from Jesse. Are you guys hearing
Yeah,
that?
I was going to say,
like
should I mute?
not a delay, just like a.
I'm not hearing it. I'm not really hearing it.
I think it's more like a visual, like seeing it.
Oh,
I got.
Like I think he's hearing our voice. There might be like a slow lag between.
Because I moved so
he's really in another dimension, man.
Yeah.
The relativity's all playing in the. Oh, bro, Einstein. This is all crazy stuff, man. Right now,
Right, we're all in different places. Actually,
We
you
are.
are in Santa Fe, and I'm in Albuquerque.
and
But it feels like we're all here
relative to
together.
here. You guys are delayed. It's kind of weird.
Here, watch. I'm gonna reach up to D. Here, D, reach over to Randy, and then.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Oh, he's over this side.
Right.
And then
Right
Justin.
over to Gil.
So Jesse,
Right.
what are you gonna sing and play for us?
I have this tune. It's a Paul Simon tune. I had posted a while back. I'd just kind of fallen in love with it a few months ago, and it really speaks to the current times in reflecting on, the country and where we're at, and the personal experience we have going through it. As just Americans living in this time. And even though the song was written probably 40 years ago, the words still resonate really truly. It's a Paul Simon tune called American Tune. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it here on the roads.
Oh, let's give it up for Jesse Joaquin Parker.
Many's the time I've been mistaken, many times confused. Yes, I've often felt forsaken, certainly misused. Oh, but it's alright, it's alright. I'm just weary to my bones. Still, it's hard to try to be right and wrong. We've all so far away from home. So far away from home. Don't know what I don't know, soul's not been better. Don't know a friend who feels at ease. I don't know a dream that's not been shattered or driven to its wings. Oh, but it's alright. It's alright, alright. So we've done so well, so long. Still, when I think of the road we're traveling on, I wonder what's gone wrong. I can't help it, I wonder what's gone wrong. And I dreamed I was dying. I dreamed that my soul rose unexpectedly, and looking back down on me, Smiled reassuringly, and I dreamed I was flying high up above. My eyes could clearly see the Statue of Liberty sailing away to sea, and I dreamed I was flying. Come on the ship they call the Mayflower. Come on the ship that's hit the moon. We come in the age's most uncertain hour and sing an American tune. Oh, but it's alright, it's alright. We can't be forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day, and I'll try to get some rest. That's all, I'm just trying to get some rest.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
dude,
That was
what's
beautiful,
up,
bro.
man? I
Thank
love that.
Thank you. It's a beautiful tune.
I love that.
Yeah.
Guys I play with are so talented. Like all these
Man, I was
things,
thinking that same thing. Man.
like all this exploration outside of what we do, because we always did just Latin groove, right? And we always talked about stuff, you know, and music, of course. But man, like I was listening to that, and I'm like, this is killer, you know. And then I know you and your wife are gonna do a piece here. We're gonna share some stuff here towards the end as well. That's really special. So that's
Well,
just
I think
really
we're gonna
cool.
do that.
You know?
We'll do that now, but I think we've had it kind of.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
We'll
switch it up.
show that now that we have Jesse on. Maybe he can
Yeah.
talk, set it
Yeah.
up a little bit. Our condolences, Jesse. I met Bruce quite a few times and really enjoyed his company and had great conversations with him. So it was very sad to hear his passing. But I'll let you take it.
Yeah, unfortunately, my father-in-law, Bruce Nelson, passed away this last week. He'd been having a battle with Parkinson's disease for the past few years and finally succumbed, but he was fighting the whole way. And I just wanted to, pay tribute and put some music in the air for him. He was a really wonderful man that was a career educator. He was a principal in some real hard neighborhood schools in East Texas, and was an inspiration to a lot of people. He was a writer, a poet, and a real creative, inspiring guy. And of course, he raised my favorite person, my wife, Joanna. So we decided this was the song that he would sing to her when she was a kid, and this is Joanna singing, and I'm playing the Rhodes, and this is the classic Joni Mitchell tune, "The Circle Game." So I hope you guys enjoy, and everybody put some positive vibes, sending Bruce on his journey out into the stars.
Beautiful, bro. I'm gonna set that up here right now.
I'm gonna step out here.
And thank you guys for putting this together.
Definitely.
Yesterday, a child came out to wonder, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the season, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Birds like, when you're older, must appease him, and promises of someday make his dream. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town, and they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your feet to slow the circles down. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. So the years been by, and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams and plenty, before the last revolving year is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. I go round and round and round in the circle game.
Oh, that was beautiful. Wow, Jesse,
That was
Joanna, that was amazing.
that was really
That was
that
amazing,
song.
man.
Love that.
yeah.
What a great tribute, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Joanna's got a beautiful voice. I don't know that I've ever heard her sing before.
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, that made me tear up over here.
Oh man, I don't think you could have. It couldn't be helped, man.
Yeah, sending love to you guys, man. That's like, I wish I could give you a hug, bro. You know, I mean, you and your family and stuff. It's rough right now.
We send virtual hugs, bro. Many
know.
virtual hugs your way.
That's like, that was a great tribute, because it's like, you can't nowadays, funerals and stuff, we can't be gathering in large groups, so you can't get like the community and everybody that would normally be there and all that. So like, this is a good way to have people be able to kind of be together. You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of people out there felt that. You know what I mean? And like, that's just like, this is kind of cool with technology that we can kind of still be together. You know what I mean? Like, sending you love and give you a hug, brother.
Thank you.
To you and the family, man. Send that on to you.
Thank you to for your words.
So you guys are back home now?
Yeah,
we're
back. We did the online service today.
Okay.
It's settling back in. Again, thank you to everybody.
Yeah, I'm glad we could put that on today, considering you had some services as well for him, and we're happy to honor his memory and be part of that, in his life and your guys' life. And what a great tribute that was. Thanks for doing that for us.
All right.
Yeah, man. Send you guys much love.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you, brother. Love you too, man.
Hey, bro. Jesse, Joaquin, Parker, and his wife, Joanna. Amazing. Joanna helped me out quite a bit during this epidemic, I got to say, too. I reached out to her, and she was able to help find us some programs and stuff like that to facilitate a couple things for the business. So we really appreciate her help during the time of the pandemic. So, yeah, man, I mean, that was awesome. Like, I was thinking, Jesse right there, he did his thing, and I was like, wow, all this talent. And then he comes on with his wife, you're like, oh, that's cool, man. This is fun, so, and also a time of reflection too, but it's how we celebrate with music, right? So.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, that was beautiful. I'm almost speechless, to be honest. That's great. Right, it was perfect.
I was perfect. Like, what? Why isn't he playing this congas? I was like, what's up? For people that don't know, Jesse is multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist. When nosotros used to travel out to Arizona, he was living out there, and we did some shows with his band Neo Primitive and stuff like that, and we would crash at his house and stuff. So there was always that Rhodes he was playing in both video, the one with his wife and what he played earlier to start with. He's had that for a while there, and then there was just always drums and his vibraphone. Like with nosotros, he would either play percussion and vibraphone and stuff like that. So it's very, and I've even asked him that sometimes. I'm like, yeah, you should break out a keyboard. You know what I mean? Because it's really cool having all these really talented dudes in the band that we kind of do a lot of different things. It really makes for great songwriting, and it makes for great music conversations, and it makes for great music conversations on stage as we play for like improv and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Much love to Joaquin Parker.
Yeah, no, we're definitely lucky, nosotros, to have such a talented bunch of dudes that that have come together and really have dedicated themselves to this band, and it's cool.
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from the players that we get.
Pretty fortunate. Speaking of super talents, let's bring up our next artist, Mr. Randy Sanchez.
Who's this guy?
Oh, well, you guys are talking about all this talent going on. I was like, oh, wow.
I learned a lot about this.
Cool. Those guys are cool.
He, when I joined the sound, like, I remember he was like, this is what we do. This is how we do it. Bam, bam, bam. And then learning the whole, learned a lot from Randy. A lot playing, a lot of good years. What do you got going for us today, Randy?
Well, we're trying to be inspirational, I guess, and things that sort of moved us right outside the realm of our band. And I saw this that Harry Styles perform on Graham Norton's show one time, this song. And I guess this song's come out in 2017. It's called Sign of the Times. And I don't know, like listening to it, you had asked Dennis, we should do some research on some of these songs and see what's up to, if we want to talk about them. And I guess the origin of this song is sort of I won't go into it too much. You can kind of read it. It's a little tragic though, the story. And I was like, wow, that's not really what I got out of it. When I went and read what the sort of behind the meaning of it, I guess is. Maybe I wasn't reading the correct meaning for it, but I was like, wow, that's weird how that came from there. And I see it in a different way. You know, I can see it as a relationship. I can see it as a testament to what's going on these days right now.
Right.
Sometimes we're having to express ourselves a lot. Sometimes we're going to need to know when to draw back as well, right? To ebb and flow with the whole situation, right? So we can learn to have compromise, or I mean, not compromise, but maybe understanding, right? You know, I'm not saying we go overboard with it, but there is an ebb and flow process to it, you know. So anyway, the song Sign of the Times, little Harry Styles.
Awesome. Randy Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. I hope you're wearing your best clothes. You can't bribe the door on your way to the sky. You look pretty good down here, but you ain't really good. We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. We gotta get away from here. We gotta get away from here. Just stop your crying, it'll be alright. They told me that the end is near. We gotta get away from here. Just stop your crying, have the time of your life. We're breaking through the atmosphere, and things are pretty good from here. Remember, everything will be alright. We can meet again somewhere, somewhere far away from here. We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. We gotta get away from here. We gotta get away from here. Stop your crying, baby, it'll be alright. They told me that the end is near. We've gotta get away from here. We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. We don't talk enough. We should open up more, it's all too much. Will we ever learn? We've been here before, it's just what we know. Stop your crying, baby, it's a sign of the times. We've gotta get away. We've got to 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 get away.
Oh, I tried to go for that last bit.
That was awesome, bro. I'd never heard that song before. That's cool.
It's a good
Yeah,
tune.
right.
It's
That's
a really good tune.
song.
I
like that.
I saw him perform Mr. Harry Styles. I saw him do that on Saturday Night Live when it was still like Saturday Night Live when they had the musical performances. This was a couple of years ago. He did it. It's one of the Hulu you can watch whatever. But it's a really cool tune because it's got like, if you don't know who he is, he's from One Direction, the boy band, and everybody went solo, and he really went with like this vintage rock, like 60s tone to it. So like that song live, he's just there singing it, but he's got a really big rock.
He's got a big sound. Like that's what I thought when I first heard that song. I was like,
tones and everything. The mix of it too. It's very like, it's got a lot of elements to it where you're like, whoa, it's a very vintage sound. And like for him, it was cool. I was like, yo, I kind of dig it on Harry Styles because you know what I mean? You think One Direction and you're like, oh, boy band, and you're like,
no, and that
dude
song,
actually got a chance to do what he wanted to do musically after that, and that's what he chose. It was really cool to hear that. You have these sound, like these younger cats that are doing that kind of sound now, where you're like, oh man, this sounds like some old throwback rock and stuff. Like it's a really cool tune. Like it's really dug that. Good job, Mandy. Awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty big sound the first time I heard that tune. And
he's got some other songs. He's got some
I
other
heard him do Sledgehammer. He did a version of Sledgehammer. That's awesome.
Cool.
I was like, wow, all right. Some people are like, leave that to Peter, and I'm like, I don't know. It was pretty awesome the way he did it.
I respect that because, dude, Peter Gabriel is dope. And for like this cat, like I said, he was in One Direction. And to me, that's like a stepping stone. You know what I mean? You learn the ropes and he's out there and he's learning the biz. And then now he contract or whatever happens, they break up. Like the whole band ended up going their own ways and doing stuff. And for him to stay in music,
they went many directions.
They went many directions. And so like for him to be like, I want to do rock and all this, and then he's bringing Peter Gabriel to a younger audience, because then you have kids now with YouTube. You can go and check that out and be like, well, who's Peter Gabriel and all that, and then you start looking and you can go further from there, kind of like how we did, you know what I mean? Like how we would get CDs and look inside the inlay to see who the players were and all that kind of stuff. And you start, that's kind of being a thing now of, I was watching this, Terry Kath from Chicago, the documentary, the guitar player that's singing and wrote 25 or 64. And it's a great documentary because there's this kid in there and he's in high school and they're trying to find his vintage Fender guitar. And this kid knows the specs and all this stuff. And he's total gearhead and like, he's still in high school and stuff. So you're kind of like seeing this next generation coming out and you're like, it's cool. Like there's, you have faith in music still. Like it isn't all like, a lot of people, you got people saying, well, mixing loops and doing all this electronic stuff and all that stuff, like music's going to trash. And you're like, it's not really, it's not at all. Like it's just changing, you know what I mean? And progressing and stuff like that. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, so that's where, like, when I look at artists like Harry Styles, it's kind of like 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been into something like that or even appreciated music like that. You know what I mean? And now we're at this point too with us where we're like that's what this night is about, is that whole influence of, who are the people we're listening to besides, like, everyone knows this is playing Latin music, but they don't realize that it's like, well, yeah, I listen to Latin music half of the time, like I listen to a lot of other stuff and then Latin music as well. And then when we meet on the stage and the songwriting, it all comes together and it shows. But like, it's cool. We're showcasing that tonight here on the Nosotros Open Mic Night. Bam. Right on. We thank y'all for tuning in tonight. let's keep it rolling. We got a lot of people. I saw your prima commented. She wanted to know
Yeah,
Dennis Javier Hasso was going to be performing tonight.
I am. I'm actually up next.
Boom.
Oh, I got
little-
the itinerary
And
right
you know
here.
what? I think we have Amalia, right? Your daughter kind of helped pick our order tonight. Right?
She
pulled
did,
up.
yeah. I was trying to think of like an order, and I was like, well, I knew what some people were playing. I didn't know what other people were playing, so I called Amalia over and put all their names in a bowl, and
For Amalia, we'll give her the kids.
she drew the names. So this is the.
There we go. The kids. Yeah, Amalia.
Cool, Dennis. So what do you got for us, man, today?
So I'm going to do a Willie Nelson song. I think growing up in New Mexico, especially southern New Mexico, I don't quite get the same vibe up here in Santa Fe, but I feel like in southern New Mexico, like growing up there, you just couldn't help but being around country music, just especially like as a kid. I remember
like country, western, and swing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could western swing.
I remember I remember listening to George Strait and Randy Travis and Garth Brooks and Dwight Yoakam, and it's not like I searched it out, it was just around everywhere, and then even going way back, that's sort of like the 80s 90s sort of country, but going way back to old school country and western. My mom, my dad listened to like the Oak Ridge Boys and Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, and there was I don't know, I think I've sort of always like a little bit of a closet country fan, but I've also appreciated it in that.
Man, I love the
Oak
Oak Ridge Boys, man, especially when the dude did the low.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like when I was a kid, boom, it blew my mind, dude.
I had a buddy, I stayed at his house, and it was his mom and his stepdad, or like the boyfriend, whatever, had like a whole setup of keyboards, and they did kind of like the Kenny Arroyo thing, and they did that song Elvira, boom, bop, bop, and I always remember that.
Giddy up, boom, bop, boom, bop, giddy up.
Dude, I remember they were rehearsed that in the living room, and I was like, "What song is this?" And it was kind of cool because it's that first exposure to that kind of style of like Kenny doing that, where he's playing the tracks and he has like the whole band and all that stuff going on. And like, yeah, country is totally like a backbone. We grew up, your brother still plays in Caliente, and those dudes I think throw some country in there and stuff. So it's still a big thing around. And like, I too myself am closet country fan, but I say I'm an old country fan because it's the older stuff.
Yeah, no, the old school. Yeah, and I don't know. There's just something about it, like the sort of like, I don't know, the innocence of it or something, especially that old like country western, that
I don't hate it.
Sort of falls into. No, and it's really great songwriting. And then just a while back, I was like, just like really hungry to like find like new music, and I wasn't sure where to go. And then I don't know, like I think I came across like a Merle Haggard tune. I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. And so it got me like on this kick to try to find like some old school country western, and I came across a lot of like classics, that have been out there that I'd sort of forgotten about. And one of them was sort of this song, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain from Willie Nelson. And I just really dug it. And I went on YouTube and found all of these videos. And I don't know, there's just this really like, I don't know how else to explain it, but just this innocence behind, I feel like, this sort of songwriting and the song, and in
Willie's
particular,
the greatest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Greatest, for sure.
And in particular, what I loved about the song was Willie Nelson's guitar solo. It's really, really cool. And unfortunately, I can't play it. But all he's doing is he's just playing the melody.
It's just the melody. Solo,
but he's riffing on it so beautifully.
Trigger. It's that guitar trigger. It's like, got this whole vibe to it, man. And the way it's like vibrato, the way he plays, but that guitar, the way it's just like.
The guitar's got that big old hole in it.
Trigger, man. That guitar, man, crazy.
Yeah, and it's just to Willie Nelson.
He takes his time playing that solo, and it's, I don't know, that when I heard that solo, that just really like drew me into the song. Unfortunately, I can't play the solo, but I feel like it's an important part of the song, so I'm just gonna hum the melody during that part. I'm not gonna try to hum his solo.
We'll do the same with you, Dennis, here at home. We'll do that solo with you. So we're gonna bring on Dennis Hasso here, drummer, producer, Willie Nelson fan. apparently.
yeah.
Yeah, my whole disclaimer behind this is I'm the drummer, so keep that in mind. I'm not.
Yeah, keep that in mind. His rhythms
Or the
really
guitar
tight.
player.
Yeah, it'll be really tight. The song will be really right on.
All right, so this is all right. I'm gonna unplug my headphones here. This is "Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain" by the one and only Willie Nelson. In the twilight glow, I see them. Blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember. Only memories remain. Through the ages I'll remember. Blue eyes crying in the rain. Da, 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 someday when we meet up yonder, we'll stroll hand in hand again. In a land that knows no parting. Blue eyes crying in the rain. Now my hair has turned to silver. All my life I've loved in vain. I can see your star in heaven. Blue eyes crying in the rain.
Oh,
There you
what
go,
up?
Mr. Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Oh, what up?
All safe and sound, performed in the safety of our homes during this COVID. That was awesome, Dennis. I love that. When
Thank you, Lance.
we were doing the checks on it earlier, and I was like, yeah, that's a great song. And Willie has so many songs, you know, and he's such a, I mean, talk about paying your dues, right? I mean, he's been around so long, and back when his like straight edge days kind of thing to like what he became, you know, and how he just changed country music, right, too, you know. Definitely he's a pioneer in country music. But yeah, that song, there's a lot of innocence definitely in the songwriting of it, you know, and just kind of groovy too. So
yeah.
awesome.
And I didn't know this. I had to do a little research and backstory on the song as well. But this is a song written by someone named Fred Rose, who I've never heard of, unfortunately. And I think this song's been recorded by a few different artists, but Willie Nelson definitely has the trademark on it.
You know what? That's awesome because, you know, Willie writes so many great songs, right, that he's passed on to. But then here's a song that's not written by him, and he's able to perform it and then take it to the next level, right? That, I mean, it's probably been played elsewhere, but Willie's is, you know, the iconic one, right, for sure. So that's how awesome he is, right? He goes both.
Yeah. No, whoever's listening to this, like Google Willie Nelson doing this tune and like a live version. He's got a video out there for it too, but
Right.
we'll find a live version of him doing this. And it's really beautiful. There's some nice harmonies that happen in it.
Oh yeah, and you, like you said, the guitar solo. That's the meat of it. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, man. So we got a couple more performers up on this evening here. I hope you guys are sticking around. We do got our little virtual tip jar scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. Little PayPal me /Alma Productions. You know, anything would be great, but you know, if not, make sure you guys drop a comment in our section, say hi to us, and we're gonna try to do some more of these. You know, as we keep in our lockdown phase. Here we're in New Mexico right now, and it looks like we're going to be not playing much anytime soon, and we really hope that those of you that are going out there are staying responsibly safe, and you know, definitely be careful out there. So we all want to get back to playing really soon, and the sooner we can all sort of do what we have to do, the sooner we'll all be back playing and making some music out there. So, but in the meantime, we've got this going on, and we're going to have Gilbert Uribe. He's going to do a little bit of a loop action for us, and he's going to do a song about some peace and love and a lot of good things, I guess. See how it goes.
Check 1 2. Can y'all hear me out there?
Oh yeah.
What?
What? Huh?
I switched up the scene. I was sitting at the desk, and now I'm standing over here. It's really great to be doing this. Like you said, we're not going to probably be able to do live music for a while, so you know, nosotros will probably be planning on doing more stuff like this. You know, we are a large band, and so this is a really great way for us to perform music and do it together while everybody's kind of spread out everywhere. You got half of us in Albuquerque, you got half of us in Santa Fe, so it kind of brings us together. You know what I mean? Like the night I've been enjoying myself listening to all the tunes. That was a really great Willie Nelson tune, by the way, D.
Thank you, bro.
I was like, I wish I drank beer again. So I'd have a beer.
Beer, man. I could use some beer right now for sure.
Yeah,
I want some whiskey, man. So
right, or whiskey.
So I think my cousin Cecilia has caught on who might be next here. She wrote, "Yes, Gil."
Oh wow!
With a lot of exclamation marks. She's really yelling it at you, bro. It's loud.
She's all angry. Let's tone it down. Maybe this next song will, you know, make you not so angry. No, I'm just kidding. This next one I'm gonna do. This is about like artists that inspired us, and I play a lot of reggae music. And like Dennis just did a country song, and reggae is kind of considered country music from Jamaica. So it's kind of appropriate that I'm gonna do this next artist. Growing up and playing music and trying to learn to play guitar and sing, I love Bob Marley, and Bob Marley was a really great way to learn the form and the chords, and then really kind of teach yourself, like Dennis said in the last one, the melody and stuff. It's really great. It's great songwriting, great melodies. The music, it's got a nice groove to it, but the chords themselves are, you know, they're pretty grabbable. So to me, it was a good way to learn and grasp things. And over this whole COVID thing, I've been adding a lot of stuff to like my solo acoustics set. And I wanted to add this one by Bob Marley because it's pretty relevant to what's been going on. When I was talking to Randy last, we were talking about the whole voting and all that and registering to vote. Make sure you register and vote. This song really came to mind. I was like really digging on it. I've dug it for a long time, and it was one of those ones where I'm like, man, you know what? I want to learn to play this song. And just sitting on your couch, you know, 15, 20 minutes later, I'm like, cool, I learned it. Like it's another one I can throw in the book. And to me, I want to add more stuff to my repertoire that has more of that, of like the stuff that inspired me to play music with the message, because even us, nosotros, we have songs like We Are One on the latest album. We have Mama Tierra. We have American Dreams. We have songs that kind of speak on certain topics and stuff like that. And I really feel right now with what's going on, it's kind of important for us to still kind of do that and make sure that we are speaking up and making things be known, you know, shedding light on these things that shouldn't really be. And this song really stuck out to me because it speaks of that power in numbers and people and stuff. So I'm gonna do this one here. I'm already all nervous. That's why I'm talking.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Gil? What's
this
the
one here is called Small Axe, and this is just classic tune here. And yeah, so let's
do your thing.
Hopefully I don't mess this up.
Yeah, you don't have to sound sharp.
Hopefully I don't mess this one up. Let's do. I'm gonna do a little looper here. I need my one drop, my roots reggae here. So I'm gonna build it for y'all.
We're gonna give the stage up, the main stage to Gilbert. We'll be there.
Ooh, yeah. Feel the one drop rhythm, you know? Building it up, building up the rhythm. Now we're gonna drink a little water. We ease on into the groove, you know? Groove out a little bit, you know? One drop. We go like this. Why boasted thyself, O evil one, playing smart and not being clever? I said you're working iniquity to achieve vanity. If I saw, but in goodness of Jaja, I do rest forever. So if you want the big victory, we are the small axe, coming to cut you down, coming to drop you down. And these are the words of my master. Keep on telling me, no weak heart shall prosper. Dig it up, it should fall in it, fall in it. Whosoever dig it up, it should fall in it, fall in it. If you are the big victory, we are the small axe, coming to cut you down, coming to cut you down.
a small axe coming to cut you down, shopping to cut you down.
Ooh, goodness. My goodness.
That was awesome, man.
I'm
That was awesome, man.
sweating. Thank you. Thank you.
The
sweating
looping
hard
sounded
over
really
here.
good. It sounded really good over the mix too, and nice and balanced. And that was
Thank
cool,
you.
man.
Had to have
Yeah.
some Roots One drop in there to make the groove just right. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's like more nerve wracking than having like a crowd because you can see the faces of people. So if they're not feeling it, they're just gonna like walk away. But like, it's weird being with lights and stuff. It's like
It is, man. No, it's like it's kind of nerve wracking to be on
Yeah.
this whole thing.
I
Once
would
you get
rather
in
have
there,
a
you're like,
crowd.
oh, this is cool, and then you're like, oh, I'm really right here in this. And
I
yeah,
wasn't
that was
this
great, Gil.
nervous.
Great
I,
job.
I was more nervous. I wasn't this nervous when we played Zobra. Like, I was like, I'm way more
No,
nervous,
no.
man. This is like,
Dude, but that looper thing is awesome. And like, I don't know,
Yeah.
some of the stuff was a little bit out of the frame. So if you guys were, you know, I don't know if you didn't know, Gil was making all those sounds. He's little by little building up that drum groove that, you know, he was playing to. That was all solo performance right there. And that loop stuff, man, it's not easy. I know a lot of people that buy those loopers, you know, and then realize that
I have
that it's, you
my
know,
little snare.
it's not so easy to do.
My little snare. What I make the snare pop is Nosotros sticker that I have on my on the
nice.
lid. That's my snare. So I'm always repping Nosotros out there.
Or you're always smacking us.
Yeah.
Us
Go
around.
ahead and I'm gonna pull myself out so I can get comfortable here and sit down and stuff. So
Cool, man.
I will catch up with y'all in 1 second.
All right, man.
Much love and thanks. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
Yeah,
Open
bro.
mic. I'm gonna make
gonna
sure y'all
send you-
tune in, and we will keep doing this for y'all out there. So much love.
We're gonna send you to the backstage real quick, Gil, and we're gonna go ahead and bring up Mr. Felipe Ruibar. Oh,
Our grand finale.
OG nosotros in the house with the candlelight, man. It was like daytime when we last saw you, and
I have to do it like this. I have kids sleeping inside, so I have to take it just a step away.
no, but it's cool, man. I dig the vibe. That's been your thing last couple of times we've done this. So
I just had to do it. That's it.
cool, man. How you been doing?
Good. Busy with the little ones. If anything, it's just this time. I'm sure you're feeling the same thing, Dennis. Just having the time, seeing the little ones grow, and I'm enjoying that. I have to stay positive.
Yeah, you
on that.
did. You guys do
Yes,
get that advantage, man. I've heard that from some people with kids that, you know, especially young ones, that this is a time that a lot of people don't actually have never gotten, is this time with your kids growing up at this age, you know, and I think it's kind of unique and maybe something that's special about what's going on. You know, I mean, if anything, we try to look for some light out of this whole thing. And
Yeah.
I think that's something definitely for a lot of people out there, is being with their kids, you know? So it's awesome.
Sure.
And so I think
I have
when that's go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say I have a taste of it as a teacher. I work, I'll work full time, and then I get my summers off or the winter, and I get a taste of that. But this has definitely been amazing in a lot of the ways, and I can just see that day to day, and like I don't take it for granted, because I'm like, this is not gonna come again.
Right.
I gotta live this moment and just really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think that's I think one of the things that is going to be like this whole thing's been an adjustment, right? And then once the switch gets turned back on, it's going to be another adjustment, to get back into how things were. But I think for me that's going to be a bit of a change, because I'm so used to being around my kids all the time. My wife right now is doing a grad school program, and so it's me sort of, especially during the daytime. I'm on with the kids, and it's really great. And I think once that switch gets turned on, that's one of the things that will take a little bit of adjusting. It's like getting back to those late nights and not having that that joy of putting them to sleep at night and stuff like that. Spending all that extra time with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, totally, man.
And Phil, you're a teacher. You're essential, man. And we want to thank you for your service, man, to teaching these kids out there. And we wish you nothing but safety and health for you and your kids. And we hope everything works out for the upcoming year. So, but anyway, what you got planned for us tonight? What are you playing? Are you there? Oh no! Dang it! He didn't hear my wonderful teacher's speech, but I really do truly mean that. You know, I'm really feeling for those educators. We got quite a few educators in our band, actually. Yeah. You know, it's not like it's like half of our band, I think, are educators, man. So it's kind of close to my heart, you know. Yeah. So here comes Felipe.
Yeah, we've got Jesse's a teacher, Chad's a teacher, Felipe.
Yeah. I teach love sometimes.
Part time.
But there's Phil. All right. You back with us now, Phil?
I had a backup. I was like, I'll just play that if Phil didn't come back.
I think he's lost again, though, too. I think you need to keep playing that.
I'll keep playing that. Look, I'll just.
That is Como Quien Piedra Una Estrella.
Yeah, I'm playing that for my girl. I love you, baby. She's in the back room there. She loves this version that you got. This is how I won her over. I was all, check this out. I know these dudes. It's like, these are my homies.
This is a good version, though. I kind of
is. No, this was when we were doing the reunion with Chris, and talking about him producing that album and stuff and everything that went into it. This is total product.
I remember that with Chris too. He's like, I want the bass.
I remember that.
Right into that. That was his. I can remember him saying that to us too.
I would sleep on the couch. And then I wake up and you guys had like all kinds of more stuff done. I was like, "Whoa, this sounds great."
No, I think this tune like really it showcases a lot of Chris, in the production. I remember I had this little thing where you'd go like across the microphone, and
totally. It showcases
you could like hear this like wind sound, and that's Chris just like blowing air across the microphone.
Right. No, that's dope. He got a lot of studio tricks. I dug it because it kind of just showcased everybody at the time of what the band was doing and stuff. Like even Phil and Dave, like the harmonies that were going on, and like Phil sings the hell out of this tune. Sorry, that's a tongue twister.
Oh, there's Phil. Hey, Phil, sorry, we were covering for you with some oldies but goodies.
Yeah. You're done, Phil.
That was a great job, Phil. What a
great job,
song.
Phil. That was Felipe. No.
Okay, man. So let's give it up to Phil while we've got limited bandwidth in here, and it seems to be working right now.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, let's Phil, do you want to talk about what you're gonna play?
Sure. This
Oh, I just changed the song. I know I got more, so I got that whole album. iPad. Tonight's sponsor brought to you by Apple.
Yeah,
Behringer.
I don't think Phil's like a computer science teacher, though. I think he teaches other things. Not really. I the way it is with technology now, though, I think I lucked out. Like I kind of leave my settings, boom, 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 try to plug and play as much as possible with what it is. And then I've actually had better luck, I think, streaming on some of this stuff than some people, and I don't know, it's kind
I think that has to do that we use StreamYard. So no.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, right. It's gotta here, watch out. I keep hoping for maybe one day
we're gonna get free stuff. They did announce. I don't know if you guys saw that message that here, you can now stream up to 10 people.
Well, that we have. Man has been consistently bringing in quite a few views on StreamYard. So StreamYard, brought to you by StreamYard.
Yeah. Nosotros Open Mic, brought to you by StreamYard.
Oh, nice, good one. Nice, I like
that. Let's plug our tip jar.
Oh yeah, where's the tip jar?
Scrolling all night.
It's been scrolling on the bottom.
It goes right there.
People thought it was the Dow. They're like, "Oh man, we're down like 14 points."
We're down like Nosotros Music points right now. The ticker. Some breaking news right there.
We use.
Jar.
Oh, hold on. There we go. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's pretty much a given, Gil. I don't know.
I gotta get those logos.
Are there other cards besides those that you could maybe not use? Like somebody's all, I've got this Rhino card. What is that? Rhino?
I got a,
Are we taking EBT?
Rhino charge card?
I got an Applebee's gift card.
Oh yeah, right. Can I use this Dave and Buster's at the any place? Dave and Buster's cash.
So this is also like open mic night comedy. You know, we're all comedians, and so like, everybody gets a little taste of our comedy.
Let's bust out another classical, right?
Maybe that'll be the next thing. We'll just like comedy.
Oh, that's Justin Mclaughlin on bass right there too. I'll play from here tonight. Boom.
That's weird. That's kind of wild. This song right here, that's kind of like I remember Phil writing that riff.
All right, maybe we can get Phil on here really quick. All right, I'm gonna turn myself off so we can maybe get Phil.
Me too.
Gilly out.
All right, Phil, you're up. I'm removing myself. Whoops.
All right.
Add him to the stream. There we go.
I'm gonna remove myself. So.
Me too. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present
It's all
to you
you, bro.
Felipe Reyba.
Okay. So I'll play this tune for you guys. Just sending love to everybody. This is a tune by Seu Jorge. This is called Chivi Hassan. Chiasa, vou falar. Não foi legal, não pegou bem. Que vontade de chorar. E pensar que ela não pensou. Mas pra mim tá tranquilo. Toda sequência na minha vida. De volver a que não estou. Você sabe como é que eu vou. Mas eu vou voltar quando você quiser. Vai ser melhor. Tive essa, posso falar. Não foi legal, não pegou bem. Que vontade de chorar. Solto, mas pra mim tá tranquilo, eu vou suar. O clima de partida, sequência na minha vida. De volver a quem não estou. Você sabe como é que eu vou. Demorou, vai ser melhor.
Dang.
I think we may have lost Felipe. Otra vez. We'll have to get him on to do that. That's sounding awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we'll have to get him like near some broadband or something. Where's he at? Like, is he in India?
He's is out by the Bosque.
And this
I
is
think.
exactly why we do need broadband expanded in this state right here.
Yeah.
You know, we need to make sure that everybody has strong internet connections. I mean, especially if we're going to go back to school, right? You know, we need these online classes. Internet needs to work. What we're doing is all fun and games right now, but, you know, try to apply this sort of technology into the real world.
Right.
And you can kind of just see some of the issues that might happen. But at the same time, you know, this is why we strongly encourage bills that promote internet and broadband expansion. I think that's a bill from our own
Cool, bro.
Ben Lujan.
That was sounding awesome, Phil. It kind of it cut out the right.
Sorry, I
think
couldn't
in the
finish
middle.
it off, but that's how it goes right now.
Yeah, no, that was
No, it
awesome,
sounded
bro.
great.
South
was good,
Valley,
man.
we have a lot of issues in the South Valley with internet.
Well, we were just
especially
saying that you guys need. This is why we need expansion of broadband, right, and internet, right? You know, especially. You know, we're messing around on this technology, but what happens when it needs real practical uses like going to school, right? You know, these things need to be up to par. And it shouldn't be that Felipe
yeah,
being in
that's what
the
I'm getting.
valley has worse service or anything. We should have, it should be clear everywhere, you know? So,
Right.
so. And Ben Lujan, shout out to Ben Lujan on that bill. He's trying to really get broadband expanded here in our state.
Cool. That was awesome, Felipe. I wish we had a better connection, but I know that's just what we're dealing with, you know, in these times. We work with what we got. That was. Do you want to say anything about that song, Phil? While we got you on for a little bit, I know it sort of cut out right when you were setting it up. You weren't singing in Spanish.
Yeah.
You were. So is that a Brazilian tune?
Yeah, that's Brazilian tune. So Georgie, he's like, I started really jamming to his music with that. What is that? Steve Zissou, The Aquatic Life, and he did a lot of those
right.
David Bowie, David Bowie covers
Awesome,
in
man.
Portuguese, and it blew my mind. I mean, I loved it, and I just like the suave like baritone voice that he has, and just I've loved that music, and I just wanted to kind of throw this out to a lot of people that are feeling that are just feeling insecure, para meus irmãos brasileiros que estão sentindo essa incertidade. And so I just wanted to give that. I have a lot of friends from Brazil that are feeling uncertain with their academic life right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all my friends that all throughout Latin America that I work with on a constant basis.
That's awesome, bro. And yeah, the school that I really admire the school that you work at, that you work for. We've had the pleasure of playing, you know, a handful of gigs there for the kids there, and it just seems like a very special school there in the South Valley. From what I can gather, it's predominantly Latino kids, and you just walk around that campus, and the kids are speaking Spanish to each other. It's just really, you can tell that's their language, you know, and it just seems like a very special place. And I don't know, it's cool.
And when I'm out there, I think about, because we have all different levels. We have those that are speaking Spanish straight up, and then we have those that they have that background but don't feel secure enough to just open up. And
Right.
I'm all about being the bridge for those people as well. And we work by a heritage maintenance model, which we really recognize like their cultural home base. This region here, the linguistic significance of southern and northern New Mexico, and what it brings to this palette of language. And that's, I just love what I do in that respect.
Yeah, no, and I really dig that because yeah, like my parents' first language was Spanish, but they didn't, they were born here in the United States, but they spoke the Spanish that was, being spoken around them, which is not like a school Spanish, and I've had a lot of conversations with you about that, and just, I don't know, just your whole approach to the Spanish language. And like you said, the differences between northern and southern New Mexico, there really is like an evolution of language. And, Spanish, you hear it around here, it gets called Spanglish, it gets called, I don't know. Sometimes I tell people I speak Chicano, it's just, there's this whole like evolution of the language. And I really admire how you and your studies have kind of embraced that.
Well,
sort of
we
ideology.
really work hard really work hard to validate this region. All the United States has Spanish. It's one of the largest Spanish-speaking countries, and there's a lot of unique qualities that should be validated and should be recognized. And I try to really celebrate the art side of the language when people come in, and I try to really tell them, look, you should be writing songs using your region. Don't write songs using the Spanish grammar that you're learning in whatever school. The Cubanos are not trying to teach this perfect Spanish when they're speaking necessarily there or performing it just happens. The Gitanos aren't trying to make sure their Spanish is perfect. They're trying to get the sentimiento, the feeling that comes from their region. And that's what's important.
No, I think that's
That's
cool.
awesome.
And I think there could be like this whole like anthropological study, of language, and because language evolves, I was listening to Carlos Medina last night, and a lot of like, his comedy and, the words that he's using and the way he speaks. And
yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it's a different dialect, but it's legit.
It's legit. So,
but it's cool, and I like that. Nosotros kind of experienced that. We called our album Llena la Alma, and Felipe, you and I talked about that, and just like
Paloma too. We had the different stuff too.
And
just the grammatically correct way would be Llena el Alma, because of the grammar rules of Spanish. But I don't know. I loved when you wrote El Caída. That you're schooled in Spanish. You're fluent in Spanish. You know all the grammatical ins and outs of the language. But yet, when you wrote El Caído, you chose to say Llena, or you chose to say La Alma in your song.
Yeah, and I sang that tune for years before that differently, and I specifically chose that and to validate that. And I remember Dave kind of felt insecure about that, and we used to talk about writing music and stuff, and I was like, no, man, like I'll tell you where I'll tell you the grammar behind it, but use it, and I really did feel a connection. I actually felt like a connection to Dave at that, like when we were talking about that stuff. So.
Yeah, it's sort of going a little bit on a different tangent. I'm glad we got a good connection.
Nice. Yeah, now we got a great connection.
So we can play
that song again. Maybe it was like the music going at the same time, like it was just too much to process.
Right.
It's too much. The internet couldn't handle it.
You couldn't handle the explosiveness of that song and the power of that song and
too
your voice.
much voltage.
Now we're just talking kind of mellow. You're by the candlelight, Now it's all like, oh, I can handle this sort of dialect right now, this sort of dialogue going on right now. But you put some music behind that. Oh man, the internet crash.
Right. Let's test that theory. Let's put El Caído behind it.
Yeah, jam that. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Yeah.
This is the song we're talking about, El Caído, written by Mr. Felipe Ruibal. You can find this on our album if you don't own any Nosotros music.
I love how that tune turned out.
That was a lot of fun.
On this album right here, check it out. There's En El Más Allá.
I'm glad we did that with the horns and everything on it.
Yeah.
Like everything's like what it is, right? Like that's the sound kind of, I don't know. I think that's pretty close to what you were kind of hoping for, right? And the
Oh, yeah.
overall vibe with it too. I mean, I know we did like maybe some other things, but sort of that walk down that you had, the choice of the licks, the choice of the chords used in that song, right? It's all like, I mean, it took a little
Straight
bit of
up.
thought, right?
It's a fun too.
It's fun too, and it's
I miss
kind of
playing that
wild,
song.
but it's really fun to solo over, man. I love soloing over that song sometimes. Like when I get called on it, something happens, and I get the solo on it, and I'm like, because then it's weird, because then it goes to that chord, and you're like, whoa, all this weirdness fits over that right here, and it's like, that's dope, man. It just plays
chromatic
itself.
run.
It plays itself, man. It's great.
I miss playing Felipe tunes in Nosotros. That's always a good time. Like whenever we get to do shows with you, it's always great. I brush up on your tunes and stuff. And it's always a lot of fun. Great energy.
Well, I look forward to the next time we get together, Phil. You know, we have we had a lot of stuff really going there too. And you know, you subbed for us a few times. And you come in and you get some gigs sometimes in front of the band. And I think, you know, after all this is said and done, I think, you know, we keep up on our craft. You know, obviously the talent's still kind of flowing in the guys. And so when we get back, it'll be there. You know, I mean, people are kind of waiting for us to get back out there, and we're happy that we have a draw like that, you know, that'll look forward to us kind of playing a little bit. So
and I love to continue to, at least, even though I haven't been a part of the band as much, I've had those opportunities to write pieces and submit them, and then we learn them, jam them. That tune El Caído, that's our protest song, you know, right there. You know, La gente, la plebe quiere un cambio. It's just talking about our youth wants a change. It's coming from us, you know, that we want to see something happen. And where does that start? But within each one of us. And I love.
Phil's making such a good point, man, and I know what he was saying. Here, let me finish it.
There we go.
There we go.
There, go. Finish your.
I love having the chance to still have a voice and submit it like that. And touch people. I've had so many people come and talk to me about that tune. And just I'm so happy how it came out with us.
Yeah, man. Like when we were talking about some protest songs, and we were thinking about what do we have as far as Nosotros, because, you know, I mean, I think the diversity of our band just sort of dictates humanity, right? You know, we might come from different sides and different vibes, right? But overall, we kind of are all on the same side of history, I believe, you know, and sort of we all want these sort of, you know, peace, right? You know, to come out of stuff. But when it came time for some protest, and it was like, what would we have, you know? And we have songs like that, you know, that we could do, you know, but you don't want to go out there and play like, you know, a dance number, right? You know, I mean, you have to ask what's the meaning and the significance of, like, you know, we were talking earlier about how some songs mean something else, you know, than what it is. That song can mean something totally something else for somebody, right? You know, and what could be protest of anything, right? You know, not just maybe of current times, but you can apply it to like youth and how youth always changes our future. And that's what they're for, right? They're gonna be the future, right? So they're building their own path and deciding it. And sometimes as older people, sometimes we have a hard time sort of going with that flow, and we need to listen to them. And then also I think they'll listen to us a little more too, you know, and the respect of the elders, and sort of it'll flow between the two, you know, maybe at some time.
Yeah, no, and I think some songs like that, you know, especially like protest songs, you know, unfortunately stay relevant for decades, you know, like,
they don't go away.
Jesse sang a song early, you know, that written 40 years ago by Paul Simon, but the lyrics really speak to today's climate, you know, and you know, unfortunately sometimes these songs and stuff, you know, when they're relevant, they're relevant for decades and decades, and they're really, you know, I don't know. It's in many ways it's unfortunate, you know, because it shows that things, you know, haven't really changed and progressed so much. You know what I mean?
And I wrote that song 12 years ago too, and I hear it, and I'm like, man, that sounds like now.
Sounds like now, yeah. It is, and you know that we have a song, "American Dreams," that Randy and Carlos wrote. You know, way back in 2010. That was before like "Dreamers" was even a you know, like a household sort of, you know, name. You know, and but when I listen back to "American Dreams," you know, that was written over 10 years ago, and you listen to that, and it's like, yeah, you know, it still speaks, you know, to today. You know, and Mama Tierra. You know, we do have songs that. You know, we're not really, I wouldn't call us an activist band, but, you know, it's not, you know.
It's not like it's not in our blood to not write about certain things like that,
not.
you know? I mean, I think we pick our battles really well when it comes to certain things, you know, but these things, you can't help not play this stuff, man, you know? I mean, it's how we feel. And then when we play the song, you have that feeling. You're not just playing it, right? Like it's some composed piece or something, you know? It's got a different vibe to it. And you have to play it like that. That's why you have to memorize the music, right? You internalize it. You're playing it from there. You might have given us the chords at one time, Phil, on this. You know, I mean, I'm sure I remember this song, just those lines, and trying to figure out what was going to be right for the band, right? Because it was great for your lines, but like, how is that going to work with everybody doing this stuff, getting tight? Those chords, like, oh, whoa, you know, like you just really got to think with it. And in a way, that's very Joni Mitchell style, right? Playing with those chords, way out of bound chords, and then all of a sudden your melody line goes to that. But then, like I was saying, that something about it makes you like be able to just be free on the song a little bit, you know, with the vocal, and it's cool, man. So.
Well, speaking of that solo, Manny really hits a beautiful solo.
Yeah, man, you know, because it's got that whole like just bluesy vibe or something going on to it too, you know, and it's just really soulful. So
it's cool. Yeah, thanks, I remember when you wrote that song, man. That was right when Obama was coming into office.
It was right. I was hired to play these gigs, and I was actually in India at the time, and I wrote it in India. I kind of got to see some areas that had some severe poverty.
Yeah, right.
And it just it changed me. Like I'd been to some other places in the world that had poverty, but I was so humbled, and that's where that came from.
Yeah, man.
That's an awesome song, man. I'm glad you know that it made it on our album. Because I know you'd recorded that song already, and there was, you know, Luis Guerra did a lot of arranging for the horns on that, and then I know Manny, you know, kind of took what Luis had did and sort of, you know, embellished on you know, on his ideas. And I don't know, it's a great addition to our album, man. It's a really great song, but we could probably have a whole nother show just on that tune. It's cool. It's a deep song, and it's so much fun to play, man. You know, it's a really.
We should do our own version of that song. Come back next week, and we'll just do like 10 different versions. Chad on sax, and then we'll do like a one drop from Gil over there. He'll do his loop and just reinterpret it. Dennis will do a swinging country western sort of swing on it.
That's a really Nelson version of it.
Yeah.
That is what's fun about this band. We do things like that. We take influence from a lot of things, and that's why I think how that song kind of came to be, where Phil had his version of it and stuff, but then when we get together and we rock it as the big band and stuff, it kind of also, there's the personalities of the players also show in what they're adding to the arrangement and stuff like that, like going back to what Manny was playing and all that stuff. And I really enjoy what I get to play for bass on that as well, coming in and just like being just locking in with D and everything is just really, it's like it's fun when it's like that. Like I said, I miss playing a lot of the tunes that you wrote, because just of what it is when we're kind of big full throttle like that. It's a lot of fun. It's a great feeling, the energy. I'm glad we're able to get together like this. You know what I mean? Like, we should definitely maybe one night get together and look at some more of your tunes that you wrote and stuff like that from the other albums. Like, we have capabilities to play music and stuff. I'm sure a lot of the fans out there, I know, were requesting tunes like that and stuff like that. So and we don't necessarily play them anymore, so it's kind of good to go back and kind of listen and reminisce on the time too of recording.
And then now's a good time to write. You know, I have a lot of ideas coming up, and I know you guys too. And that collaboration, it's just it's a little bit tricky, but we can do it.
Oh no, we can make it happen. Definitely, we've already done stuff, so like, it'll be cool. I think doing another open mic night and having you come and do some new original stuff, and we can maybe throw down some original music and throw down some original nosotros stuff, and we'll have some more fun and stuff. I
We
think
should do a
people really
night where
enjoy
we have all new original music, either presented from all of us. Like,
Right,
that's our next challenge. Like, I mean, any language, right? Do it in whatever language.
Yeah.
Write it to.
Yeah, from now to next Thursday to write a song.
Can
That's the
mine will be like 1 minute though. We'll be
That's
it'll be cool because we'll be done by like 9:30 then instead of
Yeah.
But here's my idea. It's like like just it's all what was that like that huevos con aceite, like you're trying to figure out the line what it is, and then you got to put the real lyric to it,
That's funny. See, that's what's great about this, people. We thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Like, it's good to get together because what you're seeing here is everybody in their natural environment. Randy's in his place, Dennis is up in the studio. That's FW Studios there. Every one of those CDs you see behind Dennis Hasso, he produced and put out and helped artists and stuff like that. Nosotros Music, if you like what you're hearing, streaming and at our website and our CDs and stuff, Dennis has done our last albums and stuff. So that's home for us right there. We've spent a lot of times and great rehearsals in that spot. And then Phil's out in the bosque. He's filming Blair Witch Project 3.
Yeah.
It's all bosque.
Wi-Fi.
And and then I'm here up in my place in Albuquerque and stuff. So it's really cool that we get to collab and get together, and we laugh and we have a really great time, and it brings us together, and it kind of puts you guys on the inside like a fly on the wall, because this is kind of what we're like when this is not kind of, but this is what we're like when we're just hanging out, especially when we're looking to do new music and stuff like that. We've done covers and arrangements of stuff like that, and that's how we do it. Basically, we get together and Dennis will pull out his guitar and be like, check this out, and he brings a lot of the ideas with chords, and same thing with Phil. Like, Jesse plays other instruments. We all play different instruments, so it gives us a chance to kind of pull those out and share the ideas, and then we all come back, and then the music starts to form itself. But it's like you get to see a bit of that, of what we're like, at home and outside of just doing the Latin music. And of course, we'll bring you some more Latin music. Don't you worry about that. Don't worry your pretty little heads. But it's just fun. I've had a really great time tonight. I'm sure everybody else did, right?
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was really fun, man. I really enjoyed. Like, you really did, like Randy was saying earlier, like just like the amount of talent that we're fortunate enough to be surrounded by is pretty amazing, and then talking about inspirations, like honestly my biggest inspirations are my bandmates, because they really inspire me and motivate me to keep on keeping on,
Yeah, totally.
I know we get more nervous playing in front of each other sometimes than we would out in crowds when we started doing songs. And we were when we started doing singing more, like each of us started doing some more voicing, right? And we saw how that was, and then it was all like, that's crazy. We were like more nervous to do that instead of playing in front of somebody else and whatever. I was more like, that's where it really counts for me at, though, actually. And then I'm like, oh, I know I'm doing it right, at least, because these dudes got my back, and they'll, there's always things we can do as far as musicians go, but we also are like, yeah, you're on the right path for sure. You should, keep going with this. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight, though, and we'll figure out another challenge for us. Maybe not by next week, but maybe in a few. We'd set up something where we write something,
Yeah,
so.
maybe if anybody has any ideas that are out there listening,
Maybe some people want to join us.
Shoot them your way. We're up for some challenges right now.
Go to our. Do we have a link to the suggestion box, the online suggestion box?
Yeah, no, it's that PayPal me /.
Put it on a $5 donation. You put on.
You can leave a message there. Yeah, you can. $1. You can leave one, or 20. You can leave a suggestion. It doesn't matter.
And we'll just go in chronological order of what they're paying. So, like, if you pay $20,
we'll make sure we read every single one of them, though.
Totally.
We might, and I would respond to each one for sure, definitely. So, all right. Well,
What on,
anyway,
everybody?
thank you guys so much. Right, we're gonna peace out of here. Little Gilbert, you want to send us out with the little tunes? And thank you guys so much. We're gonna nosotros joining us on our open mic night.
Buenas noches.
Good night.